John, internet! That is our tree. It does not have a name, though perhaps it should, since it will be making several repeat performances. Maybe Connie? Maybe Pine-ter? I'm gonna have to think of a better pun. So John, you often like to tease me for liking video games because you're a lovely, scruffy young gentleman who thinks my time could probably be better used. And you may be right about that, but in return I would just like to say 2 words to you. Cupcake Wars. Anyway, to each their own. And I know I've talked about video games before in some of my other videos, but what I want to do this time is talk about why these dumb games are important to me. I don't really know how it started, to be honest. I always liked gadgets and puzzles. I loved model trains. I loved race car tracks and Transformers. As I've said before, I relied on my imagination for entertainment a lot. There were games to play at home on the Intellivision and the Commodore 64, but the first ones I remember really getting into were the educational games at school. You know what I'm talking about. Oregon Trail, baby. Hell yeah. Dysentery was never so much fun. So I'd stay after school to hang out in the computer lab, and often I'd go there during lunch. It was how I related to the other kids. I think I made most of my friends there. Then came the Nintendo Entertainment System, and there were a lot of great games on that. It also was the first system that I had where friends came over to play it with me. I have a specific memory of coming home from school in the 4th grade, being all despondent in my Velcro laser tag high tops. Why was I despondent? I don't know, maybe somebody was making fun of me for my Velcro laser tag high tops. Anyway, I came home sad and just plopped on the couch, and then I heard the unmistakable sound of Mario getting coins. My friend Jeff was already upstairs playing. It was like flipping a switch. Boom, I was happy and I just galloped up the stairs. Barkley. Barkley would be a good... No, that's not good. It's a fake tree. Damn it. Okay. Alright, so here's the game that really did it. Phantasy Star 2. Oh man, that game. I know all you Nintendo kids had all the Final Fantasies, but I was a Sega Genesis kid, so this was my first introduction to a game that had a huge story, 8 different playable characters that all had their own quirks, and it had that quest to save the world, and not just a princess. I love the shit out of that game. It was also the first game I played that dealt with tragic death, something that I was thankfully not familiar with yet. Spoilers, I guess, though the game is 25 years old. I know a lot of people cite Aeris getting killed in Final Fantasy VII as their most memorable video game death, but mine was definitely when Nai, your companion since the very beginning of Phantasy Star 2, dies trying to protect you. I couldn't play that game for weeks after that happened. I kept retrying the battle where it happens to try and get a different outcome, but of course, never happened. Hard Life Lessons, brought to you by Sega Genesis. Pickle break. Oh, fuck. Pickle break? I wrote tons of stories about that game and the characters in it. It's where my love of science fiction and fantasy came from, too. In high school, games were important to me because my sister and I connected over them. She'd watch me play Final Fantasy VII, or we'd fight each other in Soul Blade and we'd make up dumb catchphrases. Lasanat! Green thicket. Because that's what siblings do. That's what siblings do, right? In my dorm in college, we all played a lot of Marathon, what Bungie did before Halo. My friend Chris constructed elaborate arenas for everyone to play in, and we'd play them for hours. There's one with lava. There's always one with lava. That all paled in comparison, of course, to Super Smash Bros. On N64. We played the hell out of that game. Imagine, a tiny-ass little dorm room with about 12 to 15 people in it. Except they weren't drinking. They were just playing video games. My sister and I actually played the sequel on GameCube on and off for 10 years, I think. I think the GameCube is actually still sitting in our parents' house. How about Mr. Tana N. Baum? No? Trying too hard. Trying too hard. Starting in college and to an even greater extent in grad school, I began relating to people more through reading and writing, which was a positive change. Literature is my first love, and it is more important to me. So I've said before that I love video games because they're imaginative, because they have crazy stories and characters, and because they take me to a world that is much more straightforward than our own, when the next task is always easily found and you can be sure you're doing what you need to do. And that's all true. But I guess the main reason I still play them is because I have so many good memories attached to playing games that I can't help but enjoy them. They're nostalgic and new to me at the same time, relaxing and exciting. Video games have always brought me closer to others and made me imagine stories that I never would have otherwise. Alright, that's it for me today. If you've got some video games that are important to you, let me know down in the comments. Also, if you can come up with a good punny name for the Christmas tree, I would greatly appreciate it. Thanks for watching through all of the lighting changes. And until next week, peace out. Peace out!